What up? It's your boy Corey B. So right now I want to talk to y'all about time. Ultimately, depending on how you utilize it, time can be ultimately your biggest benefit or it can be your biggest downfall. When you're trying to build your business, you're trying to develop something, trying to grow something new, you branch out into new areas, whatever it is you're working on, ultimately what you have to do is you've got to think fast, you got to work fast, and you got to move fast. Things got to constantly be happening. You can't sit on your hands. Now, if you're utilizing your time properly and you're being efficient in the way you do things, you got to be decisive. You got to give things their due thought process, but ultimately you can't just sit and dwell on things, and you can't let time slip away. Like I said, it can be your biggest benefit or it can be your biggest obstacle. Now, if you're going to let time slip away, if you're going to sit on your hands and just kind of let things happen, time's going to decide things for you. You're going to sit back and think, well, could I do this? Should I have done this? Should I have made this deal? Should I have made that phone call? Should I have contacted this person or invested in this, that, or the other? And ultimately, time is going to decide it's too late. You're going to have missed an opportunity. You're going to have missed many opportunities. If you utilize time right and you're efficient, and you're calculated in the things that you're doing, you can move and you can maneuver in your business and you can grow your business fast. Right now, we're all stuck at home. Most of us are stuck at home. Right now, the world is going, it's going through this crisis that we're going through with this pandemic, and really, it's very up in the air. Nobody knows when it's all going to play out, when it's going to be done, how long we're going to be stuck at home. And this is an opportunity that time is on your side, because right now you have an opportunity to spend some time with your wife, your husband, your kids, just kind of mellow out and breathe for a moment. But people are also starting to stress out of, when am I getting my next paycheck? Even with them talking about the bailout and things like that, ultimately, that's not enough for some people. That's not enough for a lot of people. And, then there's a lot of, questions around these things. But ultimately, time is of the essence. It's like you have time right now. You've got no excuses. See, we sit back here as people who are entrepreneurs trying to build something. What we tell people, the basic rule of thumb is 9 to 5 is you're paying your bills, and from 6 to 10 you're building your empire. Right now you got no 9 to 5. Everything is building your empire. You got to put all you got into that. So you've got all this time and you've got nothing but opportunity. So start developing things, start growing. Take some time to read a book, to read 2 books, maybe 3 or 4. Learn some new skills, develop the skills that you already got. Utilize this time to your benefit and get somewhere. This is, like I said, this pandemic that's going on right now, this obstacle that it seems to be in a lot of people's way, it can be a setback if you let it be. But it doesn't have to be. It could be a setup for something bigger. God moves. And he moves in his ways, and we don't always see what's going on. And a lot of times we see things happen in our lives and we're like, this is a crisis, this is a setback, this is hurting me, this is tearing me down, this is changing my job, this is changing this, that, and whatever. Ultimately, when you look back in 5 years, 5 months, 10 years, whatever, you look back on this, you could be like, man, I can see what God was doing. I saw God's hand on my life. I saw his hand on my business. I saw how things were moving in a good, positive direction, and I am blessed that I made it through this, and I took advantage of those opportunities. And that's where you want to be. You want to be one of the people who took advantage of these opportunities. You want to be one of the people who doesn't look back and says, man, I had 2-3 weeks off work, didn't do nothing, I had 2-3 weeks off work. That's not you. That's not who you want to be. That's not who I want to be. And I know that's not who you want to be. You really don't. You want to look back on this and be like, you know what? It was a little bit stressful at first because I was, contemplating where everything was going to go down, what was going to happen. But as I really started developing, I put all I had into what I was doing in my business and, things like that, and developing myself and my skills. It wasn't hurting me. It was growing me. So that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. All right. So y'all go ahead, give your boy a like. Hit that subscribe button, ding that bell, get your notifications. You don't want to miss this. I promise y'all, during this whole thing, while this is going on, we're going to stick together and we're going to rise up together. I'm going to give you new content, fresh content. I'm going to keep it popping every single day. So y'all stay tuned. Let's utilize our time to our benefit. Until tomorrow, y'all keep getting it done.